Okay, so we're going to do some examples here. And I need to move mine down because you can't see it in the video.
Can you use the protractor thing in the task or not?
Yeah. Okay, so there's my celestial sphere. The observer is always in the middle. Okay, and it's a good idea to label your degrees for different things. In your assignment there, okay, they have north a little bit off this way. Okay, and south is over here, east, west. Okay, so we're just going to have a matching one because it makes more sense. Then let's draw our lines. And label how many degrees we have. So remind me, north is how many? 0. East? 90. South? 180. West? 270. And all the way around? 360. Okay, so that's helping us figure out our azimuth. Okay, so far that was azimuth. Okay, next let's label our altitude, or zenith actually. How many degrees was the zenith? 90. Okay, and in math you put that little square thing to show that it's 90 degrees. Okay, now we're going to put on a star and figure out where it is. Okay, so let's have a star, let's put one here and one there. Okay, and let's figure out the altitude first. Okay, so our altitude is how high it is from the horizon. Okay, so going up this way from our celestial sphere, okay, this one's barely off the ground. What would be a reasonable number for that one in degrees? 11. Like 11? Sure, we'll go with 11. Okay, so let's call this star A and star B. Okay, so we'll say star B's altitude is about 11 degrees. Okay, this one's a lot closer to 90, but not quite 90. What would our altitude be? What would be a reasonable number?
85.
85, maybe a little lower.
87.
Okay, sure, 70, we'll go 70. Okay, so that would be the altitude. B is just a little off the ground. A is a lot more off the ground than B is. Okay, next we want to do the azimuth. Okay, so the azimuth is how far around we are in our compass. Okay, so this one, and we draw a dotted line so you can see how far it is just past 180 and not quite 270. Okay, what would be a reasonable
195.
195, 300, not quite 300 because 300 would be past 270. Okay, but what did you say?
195.
195? Okay, so we'll say B, its azimuth is about 195. In A, okay, not quite halfway. So again, we're looking at our azimuth locator to help us figure out what would be a good reasonable amount of degrees for star A. So it has to be between 270 and 360.
325.
315, 325? Okay, we'll go 320 because it's right in the middle of what you said.
300.
Okay. So in your assignment, one of the tricks to figuring out which star is which is shortest to tallest, right? The highest one up is going to have the highest altitude. The lowest one down has the lowest altitude. And then you don't just put the answers in the box based on that. Make sure you check the azimuth. Okay, so that you have for star B, it's between 180 and 270. And for star A, it's been between 270 and 90. When it comes to drawing your own, which is on the bottom half of the page, okay, please make sure you add a little star. Okay, so doing the little lines is great, but we want to have the actual star.